Welcome to DCL Radio. You are listening DCL Talk Show. Tonight we have three wonderful analysts here, um, Dinesh and Imti, um, and we have Rajesh, uh, Air Phantom. So sorry, Phantom's captain. So uh, who is a supporter of lower ranked teams? Am I correct, Rajesh? Okay.
Sure, sir. That's a good introduction for me.
Okay.
I appreciate
So
that.
and let me quickly introduce them, and we'll quickly jump into predictions, and then after that we will do weekend game analysis. Okay, welcome to the show, Dinesh.
Hello, listeners. Hello, Jagan bro. Thanks for the opportunity. Welcome, Rajesh bro, and Imti as well. Yeah, wonderful week. We had first tie of the season. Excited to analyze and predict games for this week.
When you said the first tie, say at least one team involved in two ties back to back.
Exactly.
Troy
Exactly.
Hawks. Uh, so it's great to see them. Both times
Yeah.
they were bowling the last over. You know,
Yeah. Perfect.
so, which
So,
is a fantastic event.
so
It
they're
should
going to
give a
be.
lot of
Yeah, yeah.
confidence to them going forward. Welcome to the
They
show, Imti.
they're going to be called Tide Hawks here afterwards.
Imti, welcome to
That's
the
a
show.
good one, Dinesh. Thanks, Jagan. Warm welcome to all our listeners. Good to be back on the show after missing the last week. Welcome, Dinesh, and welcome to the show, Rajesh. Looking forward to the show.
Okay, with that, we'll quickly jump into. Sorry, I welcome to the show, Rajesh.
Oh, thank you, Jagan Garu, for the opportunity. Hello, Imti. Hello, Dinesh, bro. And hello to all the listeners.
Listeners, all the bros. Okay,
All the pros, yeah,
all
definitely,
the
yes, sir.
bros.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's quickly start with our predictions. And the first game of the night is Spartans versus MI Rangers. Okay, I'll start with Dinesh.
Yeah, I've been calling Spartans all this while. Pretty much my favorite team, but with whatever my Rangers have been pulling up lately, I think uh, I don't know if I'm confusing MA Rangers or MCC Mouse. Okay, my bad. I'm confusing MCC Mouse with MA Rangers. I'm calling this for Spartans. My bad. Spartans all the way. Yep.
Okay, see, MI Rangers is not a bad team. Somehow they are not in good form this year. Actually, it's one of the
Yep.
before start of the season, I was expecting them to make it to playoffs. Imti, your thoughts?
Yeah, I kind of echo the sentiments of Dinesh here. My Rangers somehow they're going through a rough patch and off season, I guess. They lost very close games, couple of close games, and are in the situation where they are lower in the table. So Spartans, on the other hand, high on confidence. They've got some good wins under the belt. So I think I'm backing Spartans, but I would like Rangers to prove me wrong. I'll give it to Spartans.
Okay. Um, our I Rajesh his support is always for people, I mean, teams that are struggling. So Rajesh, your
Uh,
thoughts?
you answered my question, Jagan Garu. So, I mean, I mean, definitely, I'm a Rangers. The one thing I saw, like, they had a game Tuesday with FCC, if I'm not wrong, and that
Yes.
was a very close game. It shows they're like coming together as what Emma Rangers are. Hopefully, this game, on the weekend with Spartans, they'll show their true potential, and hopefully they'll have their win again in the tournament. So all the way for MI Rangers.
MI Rangers 2-1 MI 2-1 Spartans. Okay, the next game of the night is Canton 11 versus Motor City. Okay, probably Motor City is the only team that don't have any points as of now, if my guess is right. Dinesh, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for Motor City, but given that I'll talk in the match analysis, they had a pretty decent bowling outing their last game. But that being said, I have to give it to Canton 11, unfortunately. But good luck to Motor City. Hopefully, they can bowl slow and low and get Canton 11. But Canton 11 is what I'm predicting.
Okay, Imti.
Yeah, I'll go with Canton 11 too. Again, hopefully this game will be the much needed boost for them going forward into the season. After the last week debacle, I think there's the best opportunity for them to bounce back. So Canton 11.
Rajesh.
I will go with Canton 11s too. My personal experience, I was umpiring Motor City and Knights game. I saw their bowling. They're good bowlers, like how Dinesh Bro said. However, they have to come as a good one unit. That is something I saw missing on that game. Hopefully, Motor City team members are listening, and if they can come back as one team, hopefully they will surprise Canton 11 and have a win for the first time.
Okay, fantastic. So you're all giving it to Canton 11 at this moment.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. The next game of the night is Sterling Strikers versus Hawks. So this is going to be a cracker of the game. And though Sterling Strikers have little edge, I'm not, completely denying the win. I'm not going against Hawks here. Dinesh.
I'm going to give it to Sterling Strikers for the pure reason want to shorten arm for Hawks and get this game, right? But I'm going to give this one to Sterling Strikers.
Imti.
Yeah, same here, Jagan. I'll give this to Sterling Strikers again, just based on the form and the momentum that they're having. On the other hand, Hawks, after showing some good glimpses in the early season, I think they're somehow sliding down the ranks. And hopefully they prove me wrong here, but I think this would be a very good game, and Sterling Strikers will win this.
Rajesh.
Unfortunately, I had to echo with my friends today. Yeah, it's for Sterling Strikers.
Sterling Strikers 3-0, and I think so.
Yeah.
They have edge here.
So, Jagan, looks like the way you introduced Rajesh, he's picking the other teams today.
The wrong introduction.
I just want to be myself, I guess.
Okay. Then the next game of the night is Indus Thunders versus Detroit Badshah, and I think it's 3-0 Indus Thunders is what I'm guessing. Any objections there?
No, the only thing I want to say is number 4 place teams. Indus Thunders is going to win it. It's going to be the best way to call this one.
Okay. So no objections, right? 3-0.
No.
Correct.
Okay. The next game of the night is Stars versus Guardians. I'm giving it to Stars. Any objections?
Ooh.
Stars versus Guardians.
Yeah, I think no objections, but still, I think Guardians. I think they picked up the right momentum at the right time. But we'll see. But giving it to Stars for sure.
Okay, so it's 2-0 Stars, and as usual, Imti can't call this one. Okay, the next one is Patriots versus Hitmen. It's again going to be a very close game, is what I'm thinking, and I don't know who's going to win this game. And I'll start with Dinesh.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think Hitmen eventually are getting back on the upward trend, the last game at least. But Patriots, I don't know. It's a tough one. I'm going to give this one to Patriots, but hopefully they stick with me. But even though Hitmen are placed above Patriots, as last time I said, for a better tournament and for a better group competitiveness in Group B, giving it to Patriots.
See, the only advantage Patriots have here is Hitmen. One game they are playing really well, and the other game, completely opposite way. Okay, so Imti, your thoughts?
Yeah, this will be a very good game in my opinion. Both the teams evenly on par with each other from a team perspective. I've had the opportunity to play against both teams this season already, and I've seen some good performances from both the teams. Assuming Patriots have their full strength squad for this game, I'll go with Patriots.
Patriots 2-0. Rajesh, your thoughts?
I want to go with Hitmen on this game. I believe they will, how Dinesh Bro said, they had a good game last week. Hopefully they will do the similar kind of performance and come back and get a win to make Pool B more interesting.
Okay. The next game of the night is KRCC versus Detroit Bulls. This is the game probably entire pool will be watching closely. Pool B. So, Dinesh, I'll start with you.
I'm going to give this to KRCC. Good momentum. They are a lot of different things pre-season and during the season as well. Giving it to KRCC, but it's going to be probably one of the games of the week to be watched for. But KRCC for me.
Imti.
Yeah, probably the game of the week for me from Pool B. Again, part of Pool B, I'll be closely watching this game too. Like Jagan, you mentioned, like this is the game that might turn the tides in the pool itself, making it more interesting. I would like to just give a shout out to Detroit Bulls and prove me wrong here. I'm giving the game to KRCC, but I would like Detroit Bulls to play out of their skins and give a tough fight. And if they can win this game, I think they have a very, very good chance of going very long in this season, is what I think. KRCC, but yeah.
I want to ask you a question here. Do you
Sure.
consider Detroit Bulls as underdogs in this game?
Oh, no way.
Not based on their momentum and the performances this season, but they need to continue that momentum, and that's why I'm saying that they need to play out of their skin and win this one. If they can do that, I think they will prove a lot of us wrong here, and they have that potential to go very long in this season.
Yeah, I agree on that one. If they win this game, I think they can scare a lot of good teams. At least that's what I feel. Rajesh, your thoughts on this game?
I want to give this to KRCC because one thing I closely watched local boys and Detroit Bulls game. I believe KRCC is has like an edge than Detroit Bulls in this game, and definitely I hope I'm right on this one. KRCC.
Okay. The next game of the night is Thunderbolts versus MCC Miles. Thunderbolts are really struggling, and probably MCC, it's easy game for MCC Miles with the kind of form they are in. Dinesh, your thoughts?
Yeah, I have to give it to MCC Mouse for sure, but it's one of those things. It's like Thunderbolts, a couple of different things which can click. Last time we said it was a win-out heavy team, but there were some other performances as well. I think Hemant and there was another opener along with I forgot his name. So him and even the older gentleman there. There are a couple of other people who are clicking in Thunderbolts as well. So all of that put together, and it is MCC Mouse, but Thunderbolts, I wish they could pull a upset here.
Imti, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll go with MCC Miles, no doubt on that. I've seen a lot of players getting into form and hitting form at the right time for MCC Miles. Apart from their Gladiators game debacle where they lost, I think they're really doing well this season. So MCC Miles.
Rajesh.
MCC Miles on this one too. They have like a good batting depth, especially not to mention Rahul at the bottom of the order. He can do wonders. So we know how he is. So MCC Miles.
MCC Miles 3-0. The next game of the night is Phantoms versus Pokeries. Okay, we can omit Rajesh here. I know whom he's going to support. So I'll go to Dinesh.
Yeah. Again, a lot of different things here. We always wish for Rajesh and the teams and the lower ranked teams to pull off an upset, but I have to call this one to Pokeries.
Dinesh, you don't have to please Rajesh.
No, it is about that's what I've been doing. It's like we always wish for the other teams, right? Like Thunderbolts as well and the other teams.
I'm just kidding.
No, Pokeries, sorry, bro.
Pokeries, okay. Imti.
Yeah, I'll go with the same thing. Pokeries, again, like Phantoms are doing well. Again, the last week they really played a wonderful game, won with a big margin. But I think they're coming up against a champion team and a very informed team, I would say. So Pokeries.
Okay, Rajesh, it's a challenge to you. If you win, okay, I'll give party for all our group. If you win, so
so that reminds me of one party that was already promised, right? What happened to that? Like, in one of
It's
the
coming. Dinesh is giving one party. Rajesh is
No,
giving one
okay.
party.
no, that one, Spartans one, you guys have to give me a party. Go back and read the messages in the group.
Okay, and I need to bring in Spartans captain someday. I mean, one of the shows, and
Done
he
it,
will
yes,
prove. He'll say what is right, what is wrong there.
yes.
Okay,
Okay, right.
who is right, who is wrong. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Remember that,
Okay.
Rajesh. Okay, the
We'll,
next
we'll
game is
try our best, and
yeah.
we'll try to give the best we can.
Okay.
And thank you. I hope I will give a party to you guys for sure.
Perfect.
Okay. The next one is Tri-Hawks versus Gladiators. This is a game probably everybody, last week at least people will might be close, had a lot of interest on this one. But this week, because the Tri-Hawks, they tied with MCC Miles, probably, the entire prediction, has changed. Now it's Gladiators game. Your thoughts, Dinesh?
Yeah, no objections for me. Purely based off of the number of points Glads have, right? I mean, it's between first place and second place teams, but still, I mean, 35 well clear pretty much of all the other teams. They are the highest pointed team, if you will. So giving it to Glads, they are the team to be beaten.
Okay, experience versus youngsters. Your thoughts, Imti?
Yeah, again, a cracker of a game. Two very good, strong teams clashing against each other. I really want to pick Troy Hawks here, but again, just going based over the past few instances where Troy Hawks coming against a very good opponent, they somehow fall flat, is what I think. So they peak until that moment, and then somehow fall flat, is what I'm thinking. So hope they prove me wrong. I'll go with my gut feeling for this one. I'll back Troy Hawks for this one.
But you have said a right point. Especially uh, when they're facing uh, an opponent who they think is better than them. Okay, they always kind of come to the game with a mentality of we can't win this game. That's how I felt with the Tri-Hawks. The next game, sorry, Rajesh, your thoughts.
Can I wish for a tie again? Is it too much to ask?
Yeah, yeah.
I hope like Troy Hawks win. I want to side with Imti if I can, because yeah, I know Gladiators are like a great team, a team to beat, if I have to say, and that's how like Troy Hawks can be on the spotlight again. I wish Troy Hawks will do their 100% best to win against a great team.
Very well said. And if this becomes a tie, and I'm sure that it's a hat trick for Tri-Hawks. It will become history back to back, and some kind of DCL games. They are tie in DCL game, DCL T90 tie. That's great. The next game of the night is Dynamites versus Dark Horses. I'm giving it to Dynamites 3-0. Any objections?
I officially can't call Dynamite from now on.
Okay, so you're out, Imti.
Yeah, Dynamics for sure. Again, just based on the fact that Dark Horse are yet to win a game, they're putting their best effort, but I think it's Dynamics.
Rajesh.
Yeah, Dynamites for this game, please.
Okay, the next game, Knights versus FCC Agni. It's going to be one cracker of game this weekend. That's what I'm thinking. Dinesh, your thoughts?
Yeah, again, I wish there could be an upset for Knights, but going with FCC Agni.
FCC Agni. Imti.
Yeah, I'll go with FCC Agni too. I think the last week's game is kind of a game changer for Agni and momentum and confidence for them. So I think FCC Agni will do good going forward. So FCC Agni.
Rajesh.
I want to go with Knights on this one. Hopefully, like again, just being like underdogs, I would rather have them win. So hopefully they'll have their second win. Knights on this game, please.
So, see, you're pushing me into confusion. Do I have to call you man for underdogs or not? That is the question. Okay. And the next game of the night is Stingers versus Rising Stars. I think 3-0 Stingers is what I'm guessing. And
No objections.
any objections there?
No.
Okay. The next game is Strikers versus Local Boys. This is going to be another good game. And Local Boys have to win this game to be in the race for the playoffs. Dinesh.
I know what the other two are going to call, so I'm going to call Local Boys for this one.
Okay. Imti.
Yeah, you got it right, bro. So I'll call Strikers on this one. Another interesting game for Pool B, which might change the rankings for this after this week. So Local Boys, I know, are doing well. Like they have some good wins under the belt, but I think coming across Strikers, it will be a tough challenge for Strikers.
True, I agree. Rajesh.
Local boys on this one. Just the way they are playing. I think just being a new team and they're on the top 5 at the mid of the season. So I hope they will do very well and beat Strikers. Local boys on this one.
Okay, cool. The next game is
So it's
SSS. Yeah, 2-1.
So it's 2-1 Local Boys, right? Okay.
Yeah, 2-1. Wow, 2-1 Local Boys is great. Okay, SLCC Legends versus Dairya. I mean, see, this game Legends will take it, but see, one of the empires coming for this game is from is KK. Okay, KK, who used to play for Legends last year, and I think if my guess is right, his brother is still playing for Legends. And if my guess is right, um, most of the Legends team and KK they are part of BCBS in our corporate DCL corporate cup. So it's not fair sending him empire sending him as empire for this game. I don't know. I mean, let's see what happens. Okay. Anyhow, it's going to be 3-0 Dhairya. Any objections there?
Oh, Legends you meant, right?
You mean Legends?
3-0 Legends. Sorry, 3-0 Legends.
Okay. Yeah. Hello, is it Rajesh hosting the show today?
3-0. No, 3-0 Legends. Yeah.
I can't fill in those shoes, man.
No, you can't.
Those. Yeah. That umpiring thing, that was in my mind as soon as I saw that name. And Legends are denting their what character is what I felt. Okay.
Yeah.
The next game of the night is Detroit Watcha versus Spartans, and this is washed out game. It's happening on Tuesday. Okay, and I think Spartans can win this one easily is what I'm thinking. And your thoughts, Dinesh?
Yeah, I think we have to keep track of the predictions. Maybe I've called Spartans all the way through for every game I've predicted. I believe I'm going with Spartans.
Actually, Imti, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll go with Spartans too. Again, just based on the form and the momentum of both the teams. Spartans.
Rajesh?
Spartans on this one for a change, if I have to say.
Okay, so with that, we have completed our predictions. We'll start with our first game, which happened last week. The first game of the night is FCC versus MI Rangers. Imti, your thoughts on this game? This one was a cracker, one of the best games played last weekend, and apart from that tie game. So, your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, one cracker of a game, very closely contested. Unfortunate that one team had to lose, and I think my Rangers stars are not aligning, and somehow they're ending up losing games that they have control on. Going into the details, I think my Rangers won the toss, batting first, put up a total of 105. They couldn't play all the 20. It's a 23-over game, so reduced from 25 to 23 looks like. So they did not play the entire quota of overs, and they have themselves to blame for that. again, the top order not really contributing much. I think they tried to stay there, score some runs, but not much contribution until Radhang Vedantam stepped up and scored those 32 valuable runs in the middle order, well supported by Aditya Nalan for a brief period, and then down the order he got some support from Vineet, who scored 16 of 23, and then a very late burst from Vijay Kumar down the order, scoring 11 runs. In the end, they ended up scoring 105. I think bowling figures from FCC, very decent performance from all the bowlers pitching in with wickets. I think pick of the bowlers was Amit Gowda, who picked up 3 wickets for 8 runs in his quota of 4 overs with 1 maiden. Almost 6 to 7 bowlers used. Think trying to control the runs. I think it was a good score overall, considering it's a reduced over game, 23 overs, so 105, a good on-par score. Going into the chase, I think FCC struggled a bit in the beginning, even though their openers tried to put some resistance, but not much. Then after that, a string of wickets falling one after the other. And at one point they were like almost 6 down before the break, and also in the 14th over they were like 7 down for 37 runs. And at this stage, nobody would expect MI Rangers to lose this game because it was their game to lose from this point. And that brilliant partnership between KK and Amit Gowda, I think it has to be one of the best partnerships that made this win possible. A 60, I think 60-run partnership for the 8th wicket. I think that is brilliant in a chase when you're down and under. I think kudos to that partnership, and well played by KK, who stayed not out, made sure that he saw the chase through, unbeaten 35 from 38 balls, 1 4 and 2 sixers, and then again Amit Gowda again chipping in with the batting, coming late down the order, 29 runs of 26 balls with 2 sixers. And I think that really changed the whole game momentum, and I swinged in favor of FCC. Even though it went on to the last moment, I think FCC held their nerves and got this victory, a very well-deserved victory, I guess. Well-deserved man of the match for Amit Gowda for shining with both bat and ball. Congratulations, FCC.
The next game of the night is completely one-sided, Spartans versus Motor City. Your thoughts, Dinesh?
Yeah, I mean, the scorecard does show it was a one-sided game. Spartans won the toss and elected to bat. A good old friend, Hari Shankar, played Rajesh and I and Hari, all of us played our first DCL together. So shout out to Hari there. Him and Dinesh Ravi, they bowled, the first 4 overs were good. Hari bowled a 2-run over, then Dinesh Ravi a 5-run over, then a 3-run over, then another 3-run over. So if you look at the opening partnership from there, it's like between Ishwar and Avinash, Ishwar and Avinash, it was 31 runs. I mean, that's a typical opening, at least the old school DCL partnership there. So they set it up for Chanakya Lokam to come and play a captain's innings, 25 from 37 balls. Very happy to see Chanakya back in form. Avinash scored 25 from 41, Ishwar 19 from 31. So pretty much the top order did what they were supposed to do. Nothing to write home about for the rest of the batters. They ended up with 109. They were all out for 109 in 24.2 overs. Again, Hari Shankar, wonderful spell, 4 overs, 12 runs for 1 wicket. Then Arvind bowled a wonderful spell with picking up 5 wickets against Spartans. So big kudos to him. 4.2 overs, 20 runs for 5 wickets. So that's good. Probably the economy slightly on the higher side. Other than that, Amit Singh bowled well as well. I think going in, leaving out Spartans, the opponents, what they can do, but Motor City, 100-ish score, they would have been decently, interested. I'm not going to say they were confident going in, considering what has happened in the previous games. They didn't start off too well. In 3.1 overs is what the opening partnership could achieve, a total of 6. And after that, quick wickets, then I think they reshuffled their batting order a little bit. Bhargav playing a decent enough captain's innings, 14 out of 24. And Aravind, him along with the Vinod and Dinesh Ravi. I think these four guys, they tried to bolster their middle order, but did not click this game. But the batting order looks good. Seems sensible what Bhargav has done for this game. Nothing much other than, as I said, Bhargav and Aravind, the 14 out of 24 and 19 out of 19. They folded for 66 in 17.4 overs. Bowling, Mohan bowled well, 3.4 overs, 10 runs for 2 wickets, along with Vivek and Saptagirish and Satish and Hiran. Chanakya Lokam, probably considering the situation, him going for 7.67 is on the higher side. A comfortable win at the end. At least the first 4-5 overs, Motor City were in the game, is what I have to say.
Okay, before I go to the next game, I have a message from MI Rangers captain. It said, we dropped several catches, dollies of KK, and which costed us the game. That's the statement from MI Rangers captain. Okay, the next game of the night is Pokris versus Thunderbolts. Rajesh, your thoughts on this one? It looks one-sided.
Jagan, am I supposed to really review this game? They're in the same pool. I'm playing them Saturday, and then after that, I'm playing Thunderbolts. I think our team will be a bullseye for them right now.
Better. That's how you pledge them now.
But that being said, Pokris won the toss. They chose batting. When I see their batting card, three things which really strike me. The partnerships, especially Neelakantan, who did 26 with Ranjit, and then Neelakantan again with Shankar Narayan at 24-run partnership, and Neelakantan again with Arun, other 26 runs partnership. Those partnerships, I believe, shows how well balanced the team is and what Neelakantan is trying to do for the team. Not like he used to run a ball and scoring in a decent pace and keeping those partnerships and getting a score of more than 100 is the first thing they did. Any score more than 100 against Pokris, I think is a tough thing to challenge, to overcome. And that's how they started off very well. Kudos to Neelakantan, he did a very good batting all round and protecting his wicket and having those solid partnerships with their team. And again, in the bottom, Arun Thinakaran, he came back and he had 32 runs for 19 balls with in a blistering pace, which is what the bottom of the order batsmen typically are doing in DCL, if I'm not wrong. And they scored 124, and they played all the 25 overs with the 2 wickets in hand. That's another checkbox for a winning team. So they did everything correctly when it comes to batting against Thunderbolts. When it comes to Thunderbolts bowling, Vinod Kumar, the captain, he did bowl very well. 5 overs, 18 runs, 2 wickets with a very good average of 3.6. He tried to contain the runs. And then Prabhat Krishnamurthy, he did decently well too, 5 overs, 16 for 1. Other than that, most of the ballers, they did their best, but Pokri's batsmen, they read very well and they scored easily on the rest of the ballers. And when it comes to Thunderbolts batting, they started off very well. Vinod Kumar, and Kanan, they had a good partnership of, I believe, 25 runs, and they started off well, but they did not have the same partnerships what Pokris had in the batting. I think that is something in a takeaway for any team. If you have those consistent partnerships and you play 25 overs, the game will be yours. Pokris did it in a clinical way, and it's a clinical win for Pokris. Kudos to them, and I hope they don't repeat it on us coming on Saturday.
That's a good ending to the analysis. Okay, the next game of the night is United Raptors versus Hawks. Dinesh, your thoughts?
Did we skip one game in between?
Yeah,
I skipped one game. I skipped one game. Yeah, it's the next one is Phantoms versus Dhairya. I skipped that one sided game. Imti, your thoughts?
Yeah, I echo the same sentiment. So it's a completely one-sided game, fully dominated from the start to the end by Phantoms. Absolutely a brilliant performance from Phantoms, I thought. Scoring a huge total of 181 in the allotted 25 overs, batting first, and then once they had that on their side, they just had to go through the motions in the second inning and got the idea all out for 76. A huge win with a 100 plus run margin. Going into the details, I think it was the brilliance of Teja in the top order, who scored a brilliant 50, ending up scoring 54 of 32 balls with 6 sixers and 1 4. That is like a tremendous innings, I would say. On the top of the order, well supported by Selva, scoring 18 runs, and then also one down batsman Sandeep scoring 30 from 33 balls. Like all these innings, all these scores were runnable scores, and that really held the momentum. And I think they were very, very good run rate throughout the innings. A couple of quick wickets, but then again, Free Harsha in the middle order, stabilizing things, scoring 21, a quick fire 21 from 11 balls with 3 sixers. Then also the bowling really helped their scoring as well with 27 extras in total, which is almost close to 5 extra overs if you see in that manner, allowing them to score 181, a daunting total for Dhairya to chase. Looking at the bowling figures, again, almost 9 bowlers being used, trying to control the run flow, but not much luck for Dhairya. Pick up the bowlers Rahul Haria, who picked up 4 wickets in 3 overs. But apart from that, not much to talk about in the bowling there. Dhairya again chasing, trying to chase, going for the chase for 181. Like I said, daunting task for a new team playing their first season. Obviously, a very challenging task. Really could not resist, and apart from a couple of double-digit scores in the scorecard, not much to talk about there. Losing wickets at constant intervals. I think it was just like I mentioned. Going through the motions in the second innings. Bowling figures, Sandeep and Karthik picking 3 wickets each. I think they just wrapped it up in a good fashion. A convincing win for Phantoms. Hopefully they try to replicate this performance in the coming week, going against Pokies, but all the best to Phantoms.
Okay, so I was just thinking, had I skipped this game, what would have Rajesh done to me? So
And I will humbly smile, and I will think I need to improve more myself as a team.
Then we all would have got another party from you, Jagan.
The next game of the night is United Raptors versus Hawks. Dinesh, it's again one-sided. Dinesh, are you there?
Okay, I keep getting these sorts of games again. It is one-sided, but Hawks started off brilliantly, right? So the first over goes for 2 runs. Then they get Hemant Naidu in the second over for 1 run, and they get Amar in the third over for 2 runs. I think that's a brilliant start for Hawks. Then comes the match-defining innings. It's like between Pradeep and Gagan, Pradeep Anjura, I should say. They ended up with a partnership of 69. So that was brilliant from those 2 guys. They studied, they showed their experience, and especially a big appreciation for Pradeep Anjuru. I've always had this criticism against him. It's like once he started organizing and captaining and whatnot, he just doesn't play enough cricket, or he doesn't play him enough. It doesn't matter how big a team, you need to trust what you do, is what I always thought. But good to see Pradeep Anjuru coming in and contributing there. So after that, Kiran came. 11 out of 15 for Kiran. I don't know if I mentioned it or not. Gagan scored 68 out of 65 with 4 sixes and 3 fours. You know that those Gagan sixes are not power; those are pure batsmanship involved. Nothing against the power hitters here, so it's always a treat to watch Gagan. And Pradeep 25 from 32 with 2 sixes, good support. Kiran, I feel bad for Kiran. It's like I think he's one of the more consistent openers for Raptors, and I believe because of Hemant coming in or not, Kiran is batting in the middle order. Probably feel bad for him. He should go back to opening, is what my thoughts are. Then Pradeep Bota, along with Ashok, they ended up putting a 24-run partnership there. So they played well, especially Pradipboda giving finishing touches with a strike rate of 170. Raptors completed their quota of 25 overs with a total of 148. The bowling, big appreciation to Harish. 5 overs, 27 runs for 4 wickets against the Raptors batting order. So that's good. Along with Vikram and Naresh, special mention to Naresh, 5 overs, 14 runs for 1 wicket. So 2.8 is the economy. When the opponents have scored 148, for him to go at 2.8 is wonderful. Good applause there. But other than that, nothing much to write about for the bowling lineup from Hawks. So 148 against Raptors. I think Hawks did have their backs against the wall for this one. The opening partnership or the first 2 wickets didn't do much. Both those wickets going down for 10 runs. Then Vikram and Siddhant, I believe, they tried to, on Yanavamsi, they tried to redirect the innings, but nothing much happened for Hawks. All single digits all the way down to Prithvi and Yashwant. I believe they had a 54-run partnership there, second highest of the entire game. So there's definite potential, which we've been talking about, what Hawks can definitely achieve. When it comes to the bowlers here, I believe they ended up using 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 bowlers. So Raptors ended up using 9 bowlers there. Naresh, Sai, Vignesh, Kiran, Suman, Harsha, all of them bowled well. A little disappointed to see Ashok Bhavanam getting only 3 overs and coming in as the 8th bowler. He's a far better bowler there. He's underutilized along with, like in Kiran in their batting. I think Ashok Bhavanam is underutilized in the Raptors bowling lineup. He should be consistently bowling 5 is what my thoughts are. Hawks, they did achieve 95 in 25 overs. They did fall short by quite a few runs. That's 53 runs, and the Raptors take this game.
Okay, we have 8 more games to go, so let's go a little faster here. And the next game of the night is Strikers versus Rising Stars. Rajesh.
So, thank you, Jagan. Rising Stars won the toss and they chose bowling. I always have a doubt in my mind, like, when you're like a underdog and you're trying to, like, play a game against a good team like Strikers, I would rather bat first. I think that is something I believe in. So you would have like a more relaxed batting style, like, or batting order than like trying to chase the target of what like Strikers had, like 100 plus runs. So like I believe that was a mistake, but that being said, it's just me. But going to the batting through Strikers, they started off very well. Ishan Patel and Parag Purohit, they had like a very stable scoring, and their partnership was like 22, and then again Parag and Dinesh had like a 39. So they laid a good platform for the rest of the batsmen to come in, and rest of the batsmen, they scored pretty much very easily, and they had a score of 116 in they did not play the whole 25 overs, but anything over 100 plus is a tough target to achieve, especially for like a underdog team like Rising Stars. The bowling was pretty decent. Prakash was one of the pick of the bowlers. He had like 4 overs, 14 runs for 3 wickets, and then Bhavin Patel was another bowler who did very well. 5 overs, 21 for 3 wickets. Other than that, like the rest of the bowlers, they tried more than 7 bowlers, I believe, in the whole lineup. They did decently well, but just Strikers being in a good team. And a well executed bowling again when it comes to Strikers bowling, and Rising Stars did not survive very well, other than Harsh Bhagat playing like an kind of an anchor role, like trying to save the wicket and try to run some scores. But other than that, none of the Prakash again, he got like another double-digit score in the Rising Stars batting. Overall, strikers know what they're doing, and like I said, like well-oiled team. I would use more oftenly, and they had a very easy win.
Okay, the next game of the night is SSK versus Local Boys. Okay, your thoughts, Dinesh. Imti.
Okay, I want to know what was the pause for, like anything interesting or
No, see, when I looked at the score, see, normally when it is a close game, SSK wins, but they could not win this game. So
Yeah, I
yes,
think
that's
yeah,
a good observation, Jagan.
yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. It's no, I'm very curious to listen to what your thoughts are. Go ahead.
Yeah, again, SSK were doing so well until this point, and they come across KRCC the prior week, lose that game, and then somehow here in this game against Local Boys, which at least I was expecting SSK to win with what they have done so far in the season, and suddenly they go down in this game. Hope it's not the down curve for them. They bounce back strong. But going into the details, SSK, I think a couple of points to observe here. Did not play the entire 25 overs, which came back to bite them. A very closely contested game because Local Boys chased this down in the 24th over. They had 4 wickets in hand, although, but like it was a close game than it looks on the scorecard, is what I think. SSK batting first only managed to score 83. A couple of double-digit scores in the scorecard on the top of the order. Venkat scoring 16, Yuvraj scoring 12, but really couldn't get going. And again, I think it was again very late down the order that Ramesh and Satyaraj had to put up those valuable runs in the end, scoring 11 and 12 respectively. I think it was very good disciplined bowling from Local Boys. They only gave 5 extras, I think, which also kind of shows the discipline that they have in the bowling and restricting the opponents for 83. A pick of the bowlers, Dinesh and Sheikh sharing 3 wickets each. If you look at the overall bowling, also like economical throughout and well supported by each other in there. Like 5 bowlers stick to line and length, bowl those economical overs and restrict the opponent. A perfect bowling scorecard is what I think here. Chasing down 83, SSK. I think had the bowling in them to restrict that, but unfortunately they came across Sheikh Mohammed on the top of the order, who scored the bulk of the runs, scoring 36 runs, stayed there for quite a bit, facing 64 balls, 1-4, 1-6. I think that was the foundation that he laid to this chase that really helped Local Boys win this game. Once they had that foundation at the top of the order, I think it was just for the other batsmen to stick around and help him and support him through the chase. 9 extras also not helping SSK's cause here. Eventually, they lost the game. Chased down 85 in the 24th over. I think it was up to the bowlers who really did not respond well after that falter in the batting is what I think. Again, a very good win for Local Boys, proving that GLCC game was not a fluke. They have the potential in them, and they are giving good fights to the teams in the pool. So making it more interesting. Pool B is only getting interesting by the week. So congratulations, Local Boys, and all the best for your next games.
Local Boys is a good team, and
Yeah. A quick thought there is I think SSK got beat at their own game is what I felt after watching that game. I mean, looking at the scorecard is what my thoughts were. The closer ones and Local Boys beat them at their own game. Yep.
I guess the underdog gods are shining on Local Boys.
They're not anymore.
Local Boys beat GLCC, so
Yeah,
we
they're
cannot
not
call
anymore.
them Local Boys. No,
Yeah.
sorry, we cannot call them underdogs.
Underdogs. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next game of the night is Stingers versus SLCC Guardians, and there's one incident in this game where SLCC Guardians player, when he was playing, he got a call from Holmes saying that his son is sick, and it was emergency call, so he had to leave the game. But Stingers captain Jagan, he uh, he said that go and take care of that, and whenever he comes back, he can continue his batting or something like that happened. So the sportsman spirit he showed a good sportsman spirit, which is very less in DCL, especially in a very competitive league. So Good job, Stinger's captain. And I have one advice to Guardians player. Okay, so family is the first priority, not the cricket. The cricket is just entertainment. So that's where I end it, and I'll go to Dinesh.
Yeah, we've all done it in the past and had bad experiences as well. So yeah, well said, Jagan bro, and big kudos to Jagan. Well done, bro, keeping up the spirit. SLCC Guardians won the toss and elected to bowl. I have to say, I believe I called singles for this game. So well done, Guardians, for upsetting at least my prediction. Guardians won the toss and elected to bowl. That's pretty interesting for, with what's happened with Guardians. I think them winning the toss and electing to bowl was a good decision, is what I feel. So Nilay and Sriram, I think I don't have the fall of wickets here. They did put a decent enough opening stand. Nilay 8 out of 18 and Sriram 16 out of 28. Then Jagan coming down in the middle order, contributing 12 runs. After that, nothing much to write about other than Ketan Joshi, 37 out of 30. He came and gave the finishing touches with a strike rate of 123. So that propelled them to over 100 in 23 overs. From the bowling front, other than Sandeep and Gopinath, they were the better bowlers there. 4 overs, 7 runs for 1 wicket for Sandeep, and Gopinath 4 overs, 15 runs for 1 wicket. And Shujit did get 3 wickets, but the economy was slightly high. So 108 is what Guardians had to chase. By no means easy score to chase. They had a good, decent opening partnership of 24 runs, which lasted 6.3 overs, with Rahul 12 from 27, and big kudos to Limbagiri, if I said the name right. If not, please correct me. I've not heard of him before. Any of you guys, after the analysis, please talk more about him. 50 from 53. Congrats in a score of, while chasing 100, he put down the anchor and stayed like the Sheikh Mohammed type innings from the previous game. Then nothing much. They kept losing wickets. I think it kept Singers pretty interested all the way through, all single digits, till Ravi Tej came and helped them finish things off in 23.4 overs. So they won by 4 wickets, SLCC Guardians. Big congrats to them. Better luck next time for Stingers. From the bowling front, I believe other than Mohan, the rest of them did have a decent enough outing, with Sujay and Sargent, both of them getting 3 wickets each at an economy of 3 and 4.6. But still, SLCC Guardians, finally they showed their class. Congrats, Guardians.
Okay, I got a message from the player, and he said he went back home, and he returned as soon as he felt his son is doing good. And in fact, it's his wife who insisted him to go and play. So thanks to his wife. Okay, I don't want to take names here, but we should say thanks to his wife for allowing him to go back and play. The next game of the night is Sterling Strikers versus MI Rangers. It's completely dominated by Sterling Strikers. Rajesh, your thoughts?
Yeah, I was really surprised. I thought MI Rangers will have like a good fight, but again, Sterling Strikers being at the top of the table, like they played very well. They won the toss and they chose batting, which is rightly so, I believe. And they had like a good like a starting partnership. Hassan Ansari, he did 26 runs, but the partnership between him and the opener was like 10 runs, and then Hassan like stayed back, and he had like a like rotating the innings, and he had good partnership again with Mohammad, and then again for 16 runs partnership between Mohammad and Hassan. Javed and Hassan again like a 28-run partnership. So Hassan played like the key anchor role, and he stabilized the innings, and they scored 84, which is a tricky total, I should say. When it comes to MI Rangers bowling, they bowled very well, considering if I have to say, Sterling Strikers batting lineup, they contained them very well. The pick of the bowlers, I would say, is Abhilash, 5 overs, 12 runs for 4 wickets, and followed by Aditya, 5 overs, 24 for 2, and even Vijay, who bowled 5 overs, 13 for 2. I think bowling went very well for MI Rangers. I played with them. I know a few of the players down there. They did what they're supposed to as a bowling unit. But when it comes to batting, it completely collapsed. I did not see anyone other than Anil Musnuri, who scored 14, and rest of the batting were either single digits or mostly. I think there are 4 or 5 zeros, if I have to say. Don't get me wrong, it's their batting collapse was pretty evident with great bowling from Sterling Strikers. Raza Ali again, 4 overs, 11 runs for 3 wickets, which is phenomenal. And Saad Farouk, 3 overs, 10 runs, 2 wickets. They dominated. If I have to say, I think that's the right word. If I can use over MI Rangers batting lineup. Great win by Sterling Strikers. I hope MI Rangers will come back and win a game. Hopefully, Shravan bro, if you're listening, please come back and do a better fight, man.
Okay, the next game of the night. This is the game everybody in the league wants to sit and watch, especially that last over. Okay, and games like this seldom happen in a very competitive league, but these are the games that glorifies a league altogether. The last over, the first ball he gave a 4, and second ball was a wide, and then he defended uh, 7 runs, I think. So, which is a great thing. Imti, your thoughts?
Jagan, you mentioned all the pointers that I was about to mention.
I'm sorry.
So no,
I'm
no worries.
sorry.
Again, this was a very closely contested game, two evenly poised teams, I think. And these are the kind of games that really advertise well for the league, and how competitive the league has become. This game is evident for that fact. Uh, Again, right off the bat, I will say this, that it was MCC Miles' game. Considering the last over, I think it was their own. They lost this game on their own performance, I would say, because they had the game in all ways possible, but still managed to tie it. Going into the details of the game, Troy Hawks batted first, winning the toss, batting first. I think brilliant show with the bat. Top of the order, Nataraj, again, every time consistent with his performance, scoring 31 runs from 50 balls. Well supported by Soumit, coming one down, who scored 42 or 46 balls with 3 sixers. I think that partnership between Nataraj and Soumit really set up the foundation. A 70-run partnership. And after that, I thought they could have really just freed their arms and got that score close to 150. But I think on the other hand, MCC Miles kind of came back well in the later stage of their bowling, where they restricted them to 138, considering they gave 21 extras, which also supported the total to go to 138. And in hindsight, it is the extras that also costed MCC Miles, if you see. So those 21 extras really mattered in this game. 138, a big score against this MCC Miles bowling, which I think was a little flat considering the bowling lineup that I know of from MCC Miles. The pick of the bowlers is Hemant, who picked 2 wickets in his 5 overs, and not much to talk about in the bowling there. Good economy by Praneeth and Abhilash. I think that was the reason why they were able to pull back the score to less than 150. Or else I thought Troy Hawks had full license to go beyond 150 in this game after that foundation that Nataraj and Soumit put them in the position. MCC Miles obviously going into the chase were under pressure, a very formidable target of 138. I think they responded really, really well. A brilliant innings from Brahma, top of the order, who scored 49. Unfortunate to miss out on that 50. 49 run a ball 49 with 1 4 and 3 6ers. And then I think he really lacked support from the other end. He was just going all alone. Jashwant, who couldn't really go along, scored 11 of 10. And then it was until Vinod who kind of came in and kind of gave some support with 16 runs of 22 balls. And then again, very low down the order, Rahul Chenna, who stayed not out till the end, 23 from 17 balls, 1 4 2 sixers. But I think somehow the middle order really did not respond to this chase, is what I'm thinking. Going back to that last over, 7 runs needed with Rahul Chenna on the crease, I would definitely back MCC Miles to win the game. But a brilliant last over. I think, was it Sandeep who bowled the last over? I thought it was Sandeep, right? Yes, Sandeep, who restricted the opponent, who was able to restrict them not scoring those 7 runs, and it ended up in a tie. Again, I think the last they just ran blindly for the one run and they couldn't make it. So a very well played game in the end for Troy Hawks. But I always thought this was MCC Miles because they were up to the chase. They were in the game for every throughout the chase, and they lost it in the last over.
Yeah, there's an issue going between these two teams. Who is the man about man of the match? So this is what I would like to tell both the teams. This is a great game, and emotion of 24 guys sitting there and trying to win this game. And in my opinion, everybody who played this game is as a man of the match. We can consider that one. It's like in any tie game, it's an emotion of 24 guys in DCL. That's what I felt, at least. The next game of the night is Safaris versus Gladiators, one-sided. I thought Safaris will give some fight, but they could not. Dinesh, your thoughts?
Yeah, same feeling for me. Would have liked to watch a closer game, but it is what it is. Safaris won the toss and elected to bat. As Rajesh and I have been saying all along, it's like when in doubt, just bat is what we feel. They always say ball, but in DCL, just bat. Didn't go too well. Unfortunately, they didn't get going. The partnerships 4-1-0. Then Swarna Rahul and Rizwan, they had a 14-run partnership along with Kishtich and Rizwan 11, and Rizwan and Uday, they had 7. But nothing much to write about till Uday and Jain, they put up a 28-run partnership there. So disappointing show from their batting. I still don't know why Swarna Rahul is batting in the middle order. Same thing with Srini is back with local boys. I don't know what he's doing in the middle order. They have their own theories. We don't captain the side. We understand, but still too late for Swarna Rahul. You always take fire with fire. I think he should be batting up the order. They folded for 69 runs in 21.2 overs. This bowling card you should take a screenshot and send it across to the league, right? So 21.2 overs bowled. 4 bowlers from Gladiators completed their quota of 5 overs. Brilliant captaincy, I should say, from Satya. Amog 5 overs for 3 wickets, and Taifu, we all know what Taifu can do. 5 overs, 6 runs for 3 wickets. A wonderful spell there. And Faimul as well. It's like 5 overs, 25 for 1. Then comes Satya probably in the 19th over. So this is how it is. You just because you have bowlers, you just don't have to bowl them, right? Whichever the opponent might be, they're having a good day. You just have to go with your best bowlers. Well done, Satya. So chasing 70, probably no major pressure, but they did start off really well, I should say. That is Safaris. They did get 5 more in the very first over. And after that, there was a good partnership between Suyog and Ronak, and Ronak and Udit, and rest was just formalities after that. Again, big kudos to Ronak, 34 out of 33 balls with a strike rate of 103, and the rest of them playing around, but they didn't, they just had to play old school DCL. They got the target in 13.3 overs. From a bowling front, nothing much. Again, Kishtich, Swarna Rahul, where the pick of the bowlers there, each getting 1 wicket, and Jain Reddy probably higher in the economy rate, but him getting 2 wickets. Comfortable win at the end for Gladiators. Was expecting a better show from Safaris.
The next game of the night is Hitman versus Stars, and the star of this game for me is our analyst
Star.
Imti.
Yeah,
Okay, he
our
look
star.
at his bowling stats, awesome bowling stats. Okay, your thoughts, Rajesh?
Jagan garu, before that, did you plan it really? I think you planned it really well. I have to say, let me rephrase myself. You gave Phantom's game to Imti, and you gave Imti's game to me. I am like, that is very well planned.
Okay, you can take your revenge now.
No. There is no revenge. It's kudos to Imti and his team, Stars. Like you said, that was my first pointer. Like, being a captain of an team, like, when the opponent chose like to bat first and Imti came and like he was bowling like a true captain, like 5 overs, one maiden, 6 runs and 2 wickets. I need to get some tips from you, Imti, if I can. But like Hitmen chose to like they won the toss and they chose to bat. Um, there is a decent 15-run partnership for the first wicket between Srijit and Santosh. After that, Niranjan, the captain for the Hitman team, he scored like a 12 out of 38, which is a decent captain innings. And Aditya Srinivas is another player who had like decent runs, 15 for 22 balls. Overall, they scored like 81. They played like I would say like that full 25 overs. But that being said, like Stars bowling was very good. Uh, Leading again, like kind of repeating myself. Imti bowled very well, and then Ravi Teja is a pick of the bowlers. 5 for 16 for 4 wickets, which is outstanding. And then when I see like over by over, like I see Imti and Ravi Teja and I believe Sharan, they're bowling back to back to back, if I'm not wrong, and giving only 1 or 2 runs and putting pressure on the batsmen and getting wickets the next overs or the preceding overs, which is what like pressure does to any batting team, and I believe that was the plan for like a Stars team, and it is very well executed. I can see like when we see the over by over. These maidens and then 1 runs and then wickets falling at the same time. That is very well executed by like a Stars and their bowlers. And then when it came to chasing, I believe they had a very good Stars team had a very good chasing. Jishan Gori 26, 26 out of 30 balls, and Ravi Teja doing a good bowling and coming back and batting very well. Um, at the end, like Imtiaz, 4 for 22, really I think shows his nerves and his intent to win the game. Holding the wicket and trying to chase that low tricky score of 81. I think again, even though the balls and runs doesn't do any justice, I think he played an excellent innings down at that order. Imti, correct me if I'm wrong. And a great win again. It was a close one, if I have to say, but Stars are like well in control and they had a win. Kudos to Stars team and Imti again. Well done, boy.
The next game of the night is FCC Agni versus Cant 11. This is the last game, and Imti, your thoughts?
Yeah, this game I think really a good game for FCC Agni. They have been going through some ups and downs until this point, but I think this game will kind of give them the confidence and the boost going forward, like I mentioned earlier too. FCC Agni coming against a formidable team like Canton 11, who is in good form. Beating them in this low-scoring affair is really going to help FCC Agni, I think. Going into the details, FCC Agni batting first, were only able to put up a score of 84. Again, a very brilliant bowling performance from Canton 11, who just gave 4 extras in the entire innings, and a beautiful 5-4 from their captain Javed Ahmed. 5 overs, 11 runs for 5 wickets. I think that is an absolutely brilliant spell of bowling. In the batting side, in the batting for FC Jagan, I think it was up to Arun and Jashwant, who are their formidable top order batsmen. I think it was up to them to put that stitch that partnership of close to 35 runs between them, each scoring 24 apiece. I think that really helped the score to 84. Other than that, I don't see much in the batting order there or batting scorecard. I think they need some support from the other players and just not show up to the game. So 84 going in the second innings, Canton 11 definitely favorites to chase this down, considering their good top order batting. But unfortunately, in this game, Arun had different plans. He shone with the ball. Also, again, brilliant bowling performance, a perfect scorecard for him in the bowling department. 4.1 overs, one made in 5 runs and 4 wickets. That's just like absolutely brilliant bowling, I would say. Economical and also picking up wickets. That's what a player like Arun can do. If he doesn't do with the bat, he shines with the ball. So a brilliant game for Arun. I think he just kept picking wickets, and if you see the fall of wickets for Canton 11, they just kept losing wickets almost every other over. That really doesn't help in a chase. Again, they were down to 7 wickets at a score of 37, then some resistance for the 8th wicket, but then I think it was too late down the order for them to really catch up and score those runs. So they ended up scoring 55 all out in the 22nd over. I think a brilliant win for FCC Agni and should definitely boost their confidence going forward. So congratulations FCC Agni and all the best to Canton 11 for next game.
Okay, with that we have concluded all our games. We took 11 minutes extra today, but anyways, thanks to all the listeners who are patiently listening our analysis. Now, with that, I'll take final words from our analysts, and we will conclude tonight's show. I'll start with Dinesh.
Yeah, thank you all the listeners. Thank you, Jagan bro, Rajesh bro, and Imti boy. Well played in that game. First and foremost, apologies. Probably I'm one of the culprits for pushing this over, and even now I think I'm talking too much. But still, it's one of those weeks where you see certain things and you just want to talk about the losing teams as well, give them confidence. That's what happened for a few of my games. Thoughts were for this week for me, with whatever happened in the Guardians game in the Stingers and what Jagan did and what the other player and his wife did, big kudos to family, to all the wives, the DCL wives, let's put it that way. Thanks to the family and the support. When kids come, a lot of people, the opponent team players, they tend to watch and they take care of the kids, babysitting for free. So big kudos to everyone. The youth league around here is picking up. Doesn't matter which ball you're playing with. Youth cricket is picking up in and around where we are. So bring your kids to the games, and thanks again to all the family members.
Imti.
Yeah, big thank you to all our listeners for staying up late. Apologies for the extension of the show. But thanks, Jagan, Dinesh, and Rajesh. It was a good, brilliant analysis from each one of you. And all the best to all the teams that are playing this week. And again, another comment here, just take care of yourselves, hot weathers, hydrate yourself, and play the game in the best of the spirits. A big thank you to all our DCL family members also supporting us. There's a lot of cricket going on in and around our area, so I think there's a lot of player burnout. So players, just be careful, and watch out for your health, which is most important. So take care and all the best.
Very well said. Player burnout is a key thing. So please take care of yourself. And before I go to Rajesh, I would like to advise all the teams that take break every 6 hours, drink plenty of water. End of the day, taking care of ourselves is more important than just blindly playing the game. Rajesh.
Yeah, just me being naturally, being a pharmacist, I'll say, stay hydrated, boys. That is the key thing. 5 minutes here and there doesn't make or break anything. Stay hydrated, be cool, do whatever you need to, be safe there. Safety trumps everything. It's very hot out there. I would definitely take extra precautions just for for this week at least. good luck to all the playing teams, and thank you again for the listeners, being patient with us, and even this extended Dinesh bro always being the culprit, talking on and on forever.
Sorry.
But
Sorry.
thank you, Jagan garu, for the opportunity, and Imti and Dinesh, it's fun talking with you guys as usual.